Hi, my name is Kersten Kimura. Welcome to the Balanced Vibes podcast. If you're ready to quit the black and white approach to health and fitness, this is the podcast for you. There's no room for extremes and all or nothing thinking. We are here to talk about real health, sustainable diet and fitness, positive psychology, and spiritual growth, helping you become your own biggest superfan. Welcome to the show. Before we get started, remember that I am not a doctor, and the content in this material is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding your health. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Balanced Vibes podcast, episode number 15. I am your host Kersten, and today is just me, no guests today. The last two episodes we had guests, and I know that you enjoyed both of them very much. There was an episode with Vicky where she talked about her recovery from hypothalamic amenorrhea and completely changing her mindset around food, fitness, body image, and so on. And then we had Ashley Fillmore talking about hormonal fat loss, what it is, and how most of us have done the fat loss wrong comes out. So if you didn't check out these episodes, make sure you do. These were episodes number 13 and 14. And then next week, I'm bringing you a couple more awesome people that you can learn from, who are sharing their absolute best knowledge, and I'm really excited about both of these episodes that are coming up soon. But today is just me, and it's going to be a little bit shorter episode, and today I am going to talk to you a little bit about how to transition from this healing phase to balance phase. So if you are familiar with my framework, then you do know that the way I see this overtraining or burnout recovery spectrum is that there are three phases. When we are in the really deep, overtraining, undereating phase, this is the phase that I call the burnout. When we start healing from it, this is what I call the healing phase. This is where you do all the work, where you start eating more, exercising less, resting more. And then there's this balance phase where we all want to be eventually, which is where you are feeling so much better, you're feeling healthier, your weight is pretty much stable. Not that you have to weigh yourself, but you just know based on how your clothes fit, your energy is good, your periods come every month. There might be some fluctuations, but overall they should be coming every month. And in general, you're feeling good, you're pooping well, you have your sex drive back, all that kind of stuff. So this is the balance phase, and this is the ultimate goal for all of us. So I'm also going to link to another video on this topic. This will be in the show notes, and if you're watching on YouTube, it will be in the description. But today I want to talk a little bit more about how to transition from this healing phase to the balance phase. And this is actually the area where I work with a lot of women, because I don't only work with those who want to heal their metabolisms and start feeling better and restore their periods. I also work with a lot of women who are currently already in this balance phase, but they're still in the very beginning and they don't know what exactly to do. How are things supposed to be? What can I change? What can I not change? Should I change anything about my eating? Am I allowed to start exercising more? What do I do? So these are things that I kind of want to address today. And I'm going to give you a couple of pieces of advice based on my own experience, how I went through this transition. There's no like sharp transition that now you are in the healing phase and all of a sudden tomorrow you're in the balance phase. It doesn't happen like that. It's a smooth transition, but it's still, these two phases are different. So I'm going to share with you, based on my own experience and then what I have seen with other women, how it has worked out for them. So my first tip for you today would be, if you are transitioning from this healing phase to your balance phase, that do not go crazy with extreme goals. Okay, so we talked a couple of times about, maybe you want to change your body a little bit later, or maybe you want to start eating more intuitively. Yeah, these are cool goals, but don't go crazy with these goals and make them super extreme. You've already done this, you've already seen how it's going to end up. So I've been getting so many emails or YouTube video comments from women saying, I have no idea what happened. I started eating 1,500 calories and I started doing HIIT 6 days a week. Right? What happened? Why am I feeling so fatigued again? Why do I hate working out again? Why is my period gone again? This is exactly the reason. And so if you set yourself super high goals, like I gotta, lose that 10 pounds that I gained in 2 weeks, of course it's not gonna end well. Or even if it's just like, nothing as quite as extreme, but still extreme, something like, okay, yeah, I have to really get back to my body fat percentage of like 18, although to get my period back, I had to get to 25, then this is just not realistic and this is not going to be healthy for you. So I really want you to understand that you have to have realistic goals. What are the realistic goals? Maybe get stronger, put on some muscle, get stronger, improve your health in so many other ways. So these are the things that a lot of people call the non-scale victories, right? So you don't want to necessarily lose weight and don't go crazy with that goal, but you want to, maybe just like get more consistent or have better energy. And these should be the goals you have. So my first advice would be to not go crazy with extreme goals. My second tip for you today would be to keep in mind that your health is always number one priority. I'm going to say it again because it's just so important. Your health is always your number one priority. It's your physical health and also your mental health. Both are really, really important. So what can you do in order to keep your health in check, right? So that means that if you start doing crazy stuff again, your health is going to fall apart. But this is just the physical part of it. There's also mental part. So what are the things that really make you feel good? One of the exercises that I do with many of my one-on-one clients is a simple exercise. What are the 5 ways for me to improve my happiness this week? So you can really write down these things for you. And a lot of times you find that, no, these are not like getting abs, or these are not like, getting my body fat to 18% or whatever, 12% or something ridiculous like that. They can be things like, hey, I'm going to give my best friend a call, or I'm going to watch, read my favorite book again, or I'm going to find out if there's some cool new music on Spotify or whatever, or try a new recipe, right? Like these are the things that actually really help you to maintain your mental health. For a lot of people, it's getting outside, going out for a walk at least once a day. This is a big one for me. Like, I may not exercise every day. I definitely don't exercise every day. But if I don't get outside, I really do feel worse. I just literally feel worse. Sometimes I'm honestly thinking that I was maybe born in the wrong part of the world, because where I was born, we don't get that much sunlight. We do get sunlight in summertime, of course, yes, but like many months there's like extreme darkness. And I think that was also part of the reason why I felt pretty depressed when I lived in the northern Europe. So now definitely feeling, in that sense, I'm feeling happier here in California because of the sunshine. So it's very, very important for many of us to get outside. Of course, and the relationships, what brings you joy? Speaking of home again, there's downside too. Like, I don't see all the people that I want to see all the time or be close to my family. But if you have this opportunity and these things kind of nurture you and nourish you, you have to keep in touch with people. So I know it's so easy to just stay like stuck in your home and do nothing, because maybe you feel like, oh, my body's too big, I don't want to be seen, I don't want to do the things that I used to enjoy before. But on the other hand, also are you really letting your body shape hold you back from feeling really happy, right? So my second tip for you was to maintain your health, and that also includes mental health. Number 3, exercise. Yes, you can start exercising. This is one of the really, really important things that I want to talk about. And people ask me, how can I start exercising? Well, don't go crazy. Just like I said at first, don't go crazy with it. Don't set like unrealistic goals. Don't use exercise as the way to punish yourself or the way to earn your meals or burn the calories. Honestly, like, this was in my mind all the time when I did this shit. Like, when I used to run so much that, I was just like so depleted, and I would get home and I'd just lie down. That's all that I have energy for. I couldn't do anything else. The only goal was to earn my calories for dinner. So this mindset has to go. But exercise is a good thing. You just have to approach it right. I remember Ashley Fillmore in her previous episode, she said something like, the goals are not bad. It's your approach that matters. And that is true. Your approach, if you go into exercise in order to or with a goal in mind, I'm going to just crush it and crush myself and kill it and get my body fat percentage down, it's not going to work out. It's going to take you back to the bad place where you were before. But exercise in a healthy way is very, very important. It's important, by the way, also for your hormonal health. I feel like a lot of people have been kind of scared to think that, exercise is always bad. Like, don't do it. It's going to always fuck up your hormones. No, it's not always the case. You can be very, very beneficial if you do it right. Now, what to keep in mind? Don't jump right into it. Don't start doing, like I said before, like 6 workouts a week and just driving yourself totally crazy and working yourself to the ground so you can't move anymore. Instead, start with some body weight training. If you haven't exercised for a while because you were so depleted, your body was totally like empty, like squeezed, like, like a, what did they say? The lemon squeezed. I don't know what the saying is, but like you didn't have any energy because you were so depleted. So now you should start with body weight training. And if you don't know, I do have a strength training program for women after hypothalamic amenorrhea recovery. You can get that. I'm going to put that in the show notes or in the YouTube description. So after you worked on your body weight, with your body weight for a little while, pick up some heavier weights. And I really do prefer weight training over cardio and weight training over high intensity training, because it's just hormonally so much friendlier for you. You do your set, you rest, okay? You rest maybe even like up to 2-3 minutes sometimes. You do another set and you rest. Whereas with cardio, you just go the whole time, and which can then elevate your cortisol and keep it elevated. With strength training, it's a little bit different. You work, you rest, you work, you rest. So how much to exercise? This is, again, it depends where you are at. And how long have you been in this balance phase? So for some people, 2 workouts a day. This is how I usually start if they haven't done anything for a while. 2 workouts a day. I said a day. I meant a week. 2 workouts a week, plus then walking. You can walk daily if you want to. I don't have anything against walking. But it has to be done if you are healthy and if you're kind of ready for it. Okay, so exercise can really be beneficial for your hormones. It can help with insulin sensitivity, all kinds of like great things. Plus, if you're able to do it outdoors, like I said before, being outside can really boost your mental health too, and give you the boost your immune system. So exercise is a healthy thing. Please don't believe that you should never go back to exercise and you should never do it again. Just make sure that you don't do too much and too intense right in the beginning, because you may start seeing things like, oh, my menstrual cycle is lengthening again. What happened? It used to be 30 days. Now this suddenly is 50 days. What happened there? Well, maybe you did too much exercise. So that's why it's also really important that if you can, that you work with somebody who knows, who has been through this, and who can help you and put together a unique plan for you that you can follow for your exercise. So that you don't overdo it, because there's so many of us who just jump right in because we can't control ourselves. We just want to do exercise. We just cannot stay away from it, and we just know that if there's nobody who tells us, hey, you gotta slow down, then we're not able to do it. So if you feel like this is you, then I'm here to help you. I work with a lot of people who have this very problem. They just know that they go overboard if they don't have somebody to tell them what to do and how much to do. So that's why a coach can be very helpful. Okay, my next tip, eat well. Okay, so now you transition from this healing phase to balance phase. And one of the questions I get a lot is that, is it okay to start intuitive eating now? Well, it depends. So I would say that if you have been tracking your calories during recovery, which by the way, I did not, but I know many people, I would actually say more people do than don't, at least those that I work with. If you've been tracking your calories and, to start feeling better, you had to bump up your calories, let's say, to 2,400. And this is how you get your health back. Everything's fine. So now, when you're starting to feel better and you're wondering, can I transition now to more like intuitive eating? What I would like you to do is just think about, okay, I'm going to eat the way I intuitively feel, and I'm still going to track for a little while to see where my calories are at. So if I now, at the end of the day, realize that my intuitive eating, like I tried it for like 3-4 days or a week, at the end of the day, I've been eating like 1,900 calories, then we have to bump it up a little bit more. So we don't want that change to be too big, right? We go from 2,400 to 1,900 or 2,500 to 2,000. So this is going to be too big of a cut. So that's why I recommend that track your calories for a little while, not with an intention to like hit a certain number, but to see what your intuition tells you. Where would you land if you followed your intuition? And maybe your intuition tells you that, okay, 22, 25 or 22, 2,300 is what I intuitively eat. Then, do it for a little while and then let go of it. And then just follow your body, because it looks like it's pretty much where it should be anyways, your caloric intake. Also, keep eating different things. Try to keep as many different things on your plate as possible. Lots of colors, lots of different food groups. If you don't have a reason to restrict anything, don't go back to going keto if you don't have to. Cut your carbohydrates super low. I don't know that too many people have to cut their carbohydrates super low. I think it's a dangerous advice actually. But maybe you are tracking your macros. I don't know. Even if you are tracking your macros, make sure that you still eat everything that you want, and also allow yourself to have a little bit of those fun foods that you truly enjoy, that maybe don't have the highest nutritional value, whatever. Just, the goal is to keep eating different things so that your body feels good, but also your mind feels good. Because if you start restricting, the foods that make you really like happy. I don't know, for some people it's like cereal and others it's chocolate. If you don't ever have those, your mind goes crazy and you're not able to maintain that. But on the other hand, vitamins, minerals, nutrient density is also extremely important. And if anyone tells you that it's not important, you can eat whatever you want all the time, I cannot just agree with that. This is not how I approach it. Doesn't mean that I'm like telling you exactly what to eat. No, I don't do that. But I do think that most of our meals should consist of whole, real, healthy foods, lots of plants, lots of vegetables, and lots of meat. Yeah, if you eat meat, I think this is the healthiest diet with some fun stuff sprinkled in. Never drop your calories too low. Never drop a single macronutrient super low. It's not going to serve you. It's not going to serve you. Okay. And then one more tip for you would be to continue to work on your mindset. This work never ends. It never, ever, ever ends. You just cannot like, okay, I'm done. I did this work when I was recovering. Now let's just, whatever. For example, are you still a people pleaser? Are you still worrying about all the time what other people think? Are you still thinking about, oh, do they think I'm too fat? You got to let that go. Because like I've said in my earlier podcast too, I do not remember what was the episode. It was one of the earlier ones, maybe number 5 or 4, where I talked about mindset tools. You can never ever control other people's opinions. Ever. You cannot go into people's heads and change that. The second thing is to understand is that no matter what you look like, there are people who are not going to like it. And it's not your job to have everybody like you. Do you like all the people in the world? No, you don't. So in the same way, you don't have to be that people pleaser who does everything. You just like crawl out of your own skin in order to be liked by other people. It's just never going to work. So stop doing it. Focus on how you are feeling in your body. Focus on your energy, on your well-being, your strength. Go like, I don't know if that's you, but like for me, it's like go lift some heavy weight, see how strong you can get. This is how you also build some confidence. Do things that make you feel good, because at the end of the day, what matters the most is that how you feel about yourself. You could get like all kinds of like crap coming at you, and you gotta stay strong. And the reality is that most of us don't have like all kind of crap coming at us, right? So we just have to understand that like you gained a little bit of weight. It's not the end of the world, and not everybody's thinking anything of it all the time. You got to show up confident. And I know that it can be hard at first. You're like, oh, I have this different looking body. I'm not as strong anymore. I don't look as lean anymore. So therefore, I'm just going to like kind of look down all the time, not even look people in the eye, or like, be super shy or whatever. It's not helpful. You gotta just fake that confidence then if you don't have it. And really you're going to show up. You're going to talk to people. You look them in the eye. You just, you do you. Because being not confident and hiding yourself is only going to make things worse. I have a client right now who had a hard time getting outside wearing shorts because of the gained weight. And I told her, come on, you cannot stay in just because, you think that you are too big or whatever. It's sunny outside. It's super warm. People are wearing shorts, right? Why do you think that you have to cover yourself up and not show your body? It's okay. It's you. You are confident in yourself. You know why you had to gain weight. You know that you did it for your health. And that's a good thing, because not everybody even heals their bodies because they're so obsessed and so worried about what other people would think. But so make sure that you stay confident in your decisions and know who you are. Just embrace yourself and own yourself. There's one more tip I want to tell you today, and I heard it from Lou Redmond. So Lou Redmond is one of my favorite meditation guides. I listen to a lot of his meditations on the Inside Timer app, and he has this saying where he says, your light shines brighter than you can see. I'm not too sure if I've shared this on this podcast or not, but this is a really kind of strong and powerful thing for me. And I say that to my clients a lot too when they say, oh, like I don't feel good, I feel terrible, like I gained this old weight, blah, 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 right? The important thing is that you don't see actually how awesome you are. You probably look around and think that every single woman you see around you is better than you, or is like nicer, or more beautiful, or smarter, whatever. And don't you think that all these other women think the same? Of course they do. So many times we just look at everybody else, we think they're better. But the truth is that your light shines brighter than you can see, and everybody else can see the light. So why don't you open your eyes and see that light as well? So these are my tips for you for transitioning from this healing phase to balance phase. And in the second half, or it's not going to be half, it's going to be a shorter part, I wanted to share with you what women say that they really want. So I've been getting on calls with a lot of women recently, with those women who are in the balance phase already have been there for either short or long time. And I've been talking to them and asking, what do they want? What do they need? What would they want to be different? And one of the things that they say is that I really want to feel good in my body. I feel a little bit uncomfortable. And, there's two things that we can think about. First of all, like I said before, we have to remember why we had to gain that weight. But the second thing is that it's totally understandable that you don't feel super confident in your body. Remember, you had this other body, the same body obviously, but different looking body for a long time. You were maybe really, really lean, really, really skinny, and now you've been in this bigger body, maybe let's say for about a year. And yeah, it is a little bit uncomfortable. It's still new compared to what you had before, right? If you look, okay, I was like skinny for 20 years and now this last year I've been way, way bigger. Of course it's hard. And I want to say that, it's normal that you feel this way and you don't have to feel this way. So this is why I'm saying that it's okay to start, training, and it's okay to have like a strength goal. A lot of women say that I just want to feel like a little bit fitter. Like I just want my clothes to fit a little bit better. And this is what strength training can really help you with. Again, I don't ever want to say that you have to go crazy with your workouts or go super intense or kill yourself in the gym. So that's the thing that I don't like, the black or white thinking, like it's either or. But it's okay to go to the gym, start training, pick up, start doing the workouts that you enjoy, that give you the results, that you maybe help you just like feel a little bit more confident in your body. Not that your entire confidence has to come from your body image or the way your body looks, but some of it can. It can really make you feel good to see some muscle definition, for example. So there's nothing bad in wanting to look good. I just want to validate that. There's nothing bad about that. Another thing that women tell me is that I want to have consistency because they feel like they kind of fell off from the exercise, habit because they couldn't exercise for a little while and now it's really, really hard to get back. And there are a couple of reasons for why this happens. It can happen because, we just don't want to do it as much anymore because we really enjoy the resting and relaxing. At the same time, we know we kind of would be healthy to do a little bit more exercise. And the other thing is that if we start doing too soon and too much, then we just can't stay consistent because we burn ourselves out. Actually, this happened to me a lot in the first stages of the balance phase, where I would go like, super gung-ho again, let's do some HIIT training. And then I was out for 2 weeks because I was so tired. And I knew, okay, I'm not going to push myself and not that dumb anymore. I'm not going to do the same thing that I did before. But at the same time, I was like, I'm still tired. And I vividly remember this one bootcamp class that I took in our old gym that I loved, but they closed last summer, unfortunately, Ice Chamber. We had one bootcamp there, and I did it. I was legit sore for 4 days. I was so sore and so tired, and I was sore for 4 days, and I had to take like 2 weeks off. And this happened a lot in the beginning of my recovery. So in order to avoid that, if you want to be consistent, you got to approach your exercise smart, right? You can't jump all in and go crazy again. So that's why be patient. Like I said before, start with a couple of workouts a week, space them out so you have recovery days between the workouts. And this is how you build up a consistency. If everything goes well, you're going to add another workout in a week and maybe go up to 4 or 5 eventually. But it shouldn't be like 5 workouts right in the beginning. Another interesting thing that I find a lot of women tell me, and I don't know what that is, but they say that I want to be pain-free. So it comes out that a lot of women actually have develop some sort of physical pain. And I don't know why that is. It may be because they overdid something in the gym, they started exercising too quickly, or if you have listened to my podcast episode about chronic pain with Christina Way, a lot of times physical pain can be developed because we are going through something stressful, and that's a real thing. And I'm just wondering, I've seen it in so many women. I have not done like a study on this, but I'm just wondering if a lot of women get this pain because it's emotional so hard to go through this, weight gain and recovery. And that's something worth exploring. So if you did not listen to this podcast episode, please do. It's, I think it's podcast episode number 8 or 9. You can look it up with Christina Way. If you have chronic back pain or other chronic pain, please listen to it and see if there can be some kind of emotional tension that you have, that you're kind of storing in your body. So that's one more thing that I hear women say they want to kind of get rid of. And then lastly, they want to feel energized and happy. And who doesn't? And we all want this, and we all should have this available for us. So if you want to feel energized and happy, you got to see what these things are that are making you energized and happy. I talked with somebody last week who told me that, she had a terrible week. She felt awful. She stayed in a lot, like watching movies, kind of like numbing herself because she didn't want to go out and she didn't, have like really good friends in the area. And then she went back home for a little bit and everything changed because she was surrounded by family, with friends, going out, doing stuff. And these things, okay, yeah, you can maybe go and hang out with your family every single day. I know I cannot because I live so far. But what I can do is stay in touch with them, get myself outside, call people. Don't only wait for others to call you. Be in touch with people. Do something fun. Like, we are responsible for our own energy and happiness. So we cannot expect to feel super, super well and great if we don't take the steps necessary to feel that way. So my advice would be, don't get stuck in your home. Don't be alone a lot. I know it's different for introverts, and I am an introvert absolutely too, but I do still need some kind of interaction. So if that's you too, please go and do stuff with people. Call them. I think in the beginning of the pandemic, it was super popular to do like Zoom happy hours. Do something like that. Human contact is actually really, really important for all of us, for our well-being. So this is it for today. These are kind of the things that I'd like you to think about when you are transitioning from the healing phase to the balance phase, and how you can make this transition really, really smooth so that you can be the healthiest version of yourself. All right, this is all that I got for you today. Thank you so much for listening or watching, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for listening to the Balanced Vibes podcast. If you liked the episode, please subscribe and also leave a 5-star review on iTunes. For more about me, check out my website urbanjane.co. Yes, that's CO and not com. And connect with me on Instagram, where my username is Kirsten Kimura. That's KERSTENKIMURA. Until next time.